Hey everybody, it's Lex Marie here. So I've been wanting to do this for a while and it's been really requested. So I'm gonna go ahead and, tell you who it is. I did a psychic reading on Laci Peterson. I started to do it and I received, a good amount of information, but I wanted to stop. My emotions were kind of taking a lot of control in this. And it went from like sadness to anger to sadness again, and I felt like I needed to kind of just let her know that I would be back. So I'm going to do another session on this because it was very broad what I was getting, and it was very just a lot. And so I want to do a next session to kind of validate more and get more detail on things. I haven't. I've read about the case. Everybody kind of knows about the case. I haven't really read deep into it, but I will. So I'll just start from, of course, what I received first to what I received last. The first image I received was garbage bags, and a lot of them, like some kind of like plastic material that I was getting, but it was like a lot. I received a brown wallet, or like a darker wallet, and a card, and I saw an image of those two things. Mind you, a card has came up numerous times when I was reading. And it reminded me, not even a card, almost like maybe like a debit card, as in a signifying of money to me. Then I started to feel sad, and I kind of was like, so I took a break a second, and then I felt like she may have found like something he was doing during this time, or found something in his wallet, something, because the feeling was right after this image that I seen of the wallet. Something that he was doing and didn't want to be exposed of. And when I say he, I mean the one who is now in prison for her murder. When I did this reading, I didn't want it to initially be, let's just pin it on him. Because that's, whenever I read, I want it to be very objective and just open. And not have that intention in mind of someone specifically did this. So that's how my intention is when I read. So if it comes up that there was a lover that did this or something like that, then that would just be what my messages would be, versus, okay, I already know he did it, let's do the session. So in my mind, I wanted to just read as if I didn't know. And mind you, he still claims his innocence. So so I saw a cap facing forward on a man, and it was a little bit down, and it was darker, and I seen this image of this man, and he had a little darker skin tone, a little bit olive, and it was like the person who wore the cap wore caps often, and wore that cap often, or always had a cap, not always had a cap on, but when he did, it was significantly, obviously, a cap. Somebody would know that person and be like, oh yeah, he had that cap, or yeah, he wore that cap, here and there. Image of trees, but they were really like spaced out, like around her. Kept showing me a darker colored car. Also seen her in the back of a vehicle, possibly already dead or unconscious. Something might have initially happened at the house, is what I feel. Something happened at the house, and she was transported from the house to wherever. Okay, 1 second. Okay, so I heard stop it, very frantically, from her voice. Like I don't know if like she was fighting something off, like stop it, is what I heard. I sat there for a second and, sorry. Okay, so I sat there for a second and I heard he didn't want to have my baby. So that went into, I started thinking about the dog, because the dog was a big like question, like how did, you know, the 9:30 a.m. thing when he left, and then 10:30 someone found the dog, put them in the backyard supposedly, or what, something like that. He let the dog out, or took dog with him and dumped dog closer to their house on purpose, because I saw an image of the dog getting out of a car. And then the next image I saw was a boat, obviously, but it was very specific. And I was like, okay, I know that everybody says that she was, you know, that he dumped her, maybe possibly using this boat. But I didn't want to just, you know, I didn't want to be influenced by that. So I drew the image of the boat that I seen. Now, if this was a different boat, then I would know, okay, I was influenced by that, and I would just disregard that message. So I drew the boat, and just show you. I'm not really good at drawing, but this is I have another book now, and it's a little larger for some reason, but I'm going to get a smaller one. Right. Oh, gosh, you can't even see it right there. But for a fact, I know that this boat had ridges on it, lines on the side, like 2. It was just, you know, specific little, very indented on, very distinctive 2 ridges on the rim, but on the outside. I did see after the fact, I looked up Scott Peterson's boat, you know, in the case, and it said that it was a 14-foot game fisher boat, Low Boats Company. So I looked up those boats, and it looked like those ridges right there, those 2 ridges. So I was like, okay, and it was smaller. And typically, you know, when I would see a boat, or I mean, if I were to see a boat and it was specific, then that validated me, because I could have seen any kind of boat or any kind of, you know, structure of a boat. There's thousands of styles of boats out there, and I seen that one, so that validated me, because I didn't know what the boat looked like prior. So I asked, the last question I asked, and mind you, this is the end of this, so I started to feel very like, I was getting angry almost, like she was angry to a point, but I felt that she's not the type to be angry, and I know she's not the type to be angry, but I felt that the anger was coming from her. And I said, why? And then I heard the word, like, overwhelmed. Showed me an image of a card again, like a debit card or some kind of card like that, possibly a credit card. Maybe money was overwhelming him and having a baby. She was almost done with her term of pregnancy, and he didn't or couldn't handle the pressure, or didn't want to handle the pressure. And then I started to get that feeling of overwhelming, and that's when I was like, okay, I'm going to go ahead and stop the session, and I'll continue. So mind you, I had in mind, let's not say, yes, Scott Peterson did this. Let's make the intention of, let me just get my messages. And this is what I was receiving, was overwhelmed. All these things, I started to feel overwhelmed and angry. Now, with that being said, if she was robbed or something like that, her stuff wouldn't have been in her home, like her wallet and what else? It was like her wallet and her purse and things that you would take with you if you're walking your dog. Then those credit cards wouldn't be showing up. Now, if she was robbed, that would have been the case, but the stuff was there. So that makes me believe that it was him, and maybe she's seen something on his credit card, or, you know, because she was the one that was at home most of the time, stuff like that. I'm not sure, but I did get the feeling that he was overwhelmed and the pressure. And he felt, I mean, maybe she found out that he was having an affair or something like that, but something initially happened at the home, and then he just snapped. And then that's all I received right now. So I want to do another session on this. And I had spoke to somebody actually who was a student of hers while she was a substitute teacher, and said that she was a very, very sweet girl. And she was very sweet and soft-spoken and all these things. So for me to feel sadness makes sense after I received the brown wallet and the card. So that makes me believe that something about that of his she's seen or something like that made her sad. Then it went into anger. then it started going into anger. So again, I'm going to do another session on this, but this case is very emotional. Very emotional. So I have to do it in little spurts, but I just wanted to go ahead and do this reading because she deserves it, and she deserves to have her voice heard. And I think it's really, really important that if he did do this, the fact that he's saying he's not and he's still claiming his innocence is ridiculous. So yeah, I'm going to continue to do this until I get more valid information. But thank you guys for watching, and I know that a lot of you have read this case, and it's, you know, it's been around for a long time. So if there's anything that you can tell me about what I said, like I said, this was very broad, but at the same time, it's very straight to the point. So I'm going to do another session on it, but thank you guys for watching. I will see you guys later, and y'all have a great day and a great week, and yeah, bye guys.